Back to basics, baby. You already know, baby. Poo poo bum bum, stinky stinky poo poo bum bum. Hey. Stinky poo poo.
I got a story to tell you guys. I saved it for the podcast here. By the way, this is for the boys. We are missing one of our boys, and that's okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna show up.
Three of the boys.
Three
Three of the boys for now. It
Yep.
might arrive.
He will. But so my story was I was down Broadway, and
What's
where
your
we
name?
were. Oh, I'm Rob. Hi.
Fuck you. I'm Rom. Fuck you.
Fuck you. I'm Dave. Fuck you. Sorry. Continue
Okay,
your
fuck
story.
you. Fuck
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're good. You're good.
so-
Fuck
Robert,
you.
I'm
but
so sorry.
You should be sorry,
Okay,
but
I'm
fuck
so
you.
sorry. Continue.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
So, down Broadway, where me and Dave were chilling with our buddy a few days ago, and I was at I was trying to turn right to get down there on the one way, and I'm a little bit in the section where people walk and shit like that. That's because I'm trying to turn right and get over real quick.
Yeah,
This guy on
happens
a
all the time over
bicycle.
there.
Yeah. This guy on a bicycle, instead of just, going around me like normal people would and just moving on with their day, he stops where my car is, and he throws the what the fuck, like hands in the air.
Oh.
He does that, and I just wave, and I'm like, sorry. And, but he keeps talking. He keeps ratting his fucking mouth off to the point where now
Did you
I'm
say out
yelling.
loud sorry so your mouth said it? You raised your hand and said
I raised
sorry.
my hand, and I looked down, and I said, sorry. Like, I
Okay.
bowed my head. Like,
All
it's
right.
very clear that,
Nothing else you can do.
that's it. So this guy starts yelling at me, so I finally start yelling at him and everything like that. Point is, I almost got into a fight with this fucking guy to the point, and I've never had it in my life where I've thought to myself, I need to get out of my car and start fighting.
Fight a guy, yeah.
And I had to rationalize myself, Rob, this is a guy without a shirt riding probably a stolen bike. He's broke as fuck going to buy some Fenn off his dealer right now. No, he was like I don't know what he was. I want to say Filipino because I hate Filipinos, but he's
This
Filipino.
podcast
Yeah, for the sake of the podcast.
For the sake of the podcast.
For the sake of the
he's
brand.
Filipino,
Fuck
yeah.
the Philippines.
Yeah, I get
Yep. Nah, man, but I was just like, I don't like people who just start shit just when you can easily just be like, whatever.
Well, it's not like his life is in danger. Even if you hit him, you're going like 2 miles an hour, so it just kind of push him or knock him down, which
I
would
wasn't even
suck.
moving. I wasn't even moving. I
Here's
just
the
stopped, turned
thing.
right.
I feel like everyone's overstimulated, really fucking angry all the time.
Yeah.
Everyone is kind of looking for an excuse.
Yeah.
And we live in a castle doctrine state, so come on over.
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's such fake cowboy shit. I just think that the people who feel really safe because they carry a gun and they're kind of still that hothead type, it's I think they live in fantasy a little bit.
There was that guy in Florida who I was watching those Jim Can't Swim police interviews, and he was just itching for a fight.
Yeah.
He instigates shit, and as soon as the guy pushes him down, he pulls out his gun, and the dude starts retreating. And he's talking to the police like he's a fucking hero. He's like, yeah, I defended myself. And it's like, we have security cameras, friend.
I've
You
seen
didn't
that
do
one.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have seen that one.
You escalated the situation where it didn't need to go.
I think things would be better if people didn't concealed carry. I wish it was more open carry. I wish it's I see the guy here. I know what he's packing. I
Yep.
know to avoid this man at the Walmart.
That's actually, I don't think, a bad take at all.
But I'll play devil's advocate because I agree. I completely agree with you, but I'll play devil's advocate on this. Like Dave was saying, some people have this sense of empowerment or entitlement. And to be fair, I think let nature run its course. Those people will just end up getting shot because they're
Survival of the fittest. Those people are going to work their way out.
No, that's not even survival of the
God
fittest.
damn
It's
it.
just
Loud car. What were you saying?
it's not survival of the fittest. It's just you're constantly ratting your fucking mouth off and you're acting like you're big and tough and you're threatening to use your gun that you're carrying.
Yeah.
Again, playing devil's advocate here. So at some point, some guy's going to be a quicker shot than you and you're going to regret everything.
By the name of Texas Red.
Imagine in school, there's that one bully who's just constantly beating on people, talking shit and everything like that. But then finally someone's had enough and I'm just going to fight you. And it turns out that person was never actually a fighter. They were just a big mouth.
Yeah.
They're running, So
And then he's a hero and everyone in the class claps.
absolutely. And
Yeah,
the teachers
they all
clapped.
stood up and saw my tight sundress, and all the boys wanted a piece. That's the new TikTok copy pasta going around.
What?
Some girl was talking about, yeah, I was wearing my new maxi sundress, and all the boys were looking at me, and everyone stood up and clapped.
Is that seriously? Is that a real story that happened on Reddit? If it's a copy pasta,
If it has, and then everyone clapped in it, then no way it's true.
There's no way.
No, it wasn't
that time has passed.
I'm exaggerating. It wasn't everybody clapped,
Oh, okay,
but it's
okay.
just
Verbatim. That's like-
Verbatim, everyone gave me the clap in my new maxi dress.
Everyone gave me the clap.
Heads up, I farted and it smells bad.
Oh God.
Oh God.
That's what that
Let
was.
me rip your vape
he
or
just
something.
stood up and he shoved
Spread
his
my
ass.
asshole.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, what
he
are you
bent
doing?
right over his chair and spread his cheeks for that ass
I
clap.
showed you the insides of my Japanese soul. Have you ever seen those? It's that Dark Souls monster that reaches into your butt and like steals your soul. It's based off like an actual,
I don't like
That
that.
sounds very
an actual
Japanese.
demon. Yeah, apparently they believe
horrifying.
you have like a third eye in your rectum, but I can't find it. No matter how many times I squat in the mirror looking for it.
You keep asking your girlfriend, you're like, where is it?
Where's my soul? And I'm just spreading
It's in there somewhere.
It's in there somewhere.
She's just crying in the corner.
Just fisting. You're like, I don't want to do this
Teach me your Asian ways, woman.
No, but self-reliance is it's a hard thing nowadays, and I mean, but I'll say this confidently: is like if my mom and my dad weren't around to help me, like I could make it happen. It's just life would be fucking miserable. You know what I mean? I could make it happen no matter what. But
And you have.
Yeah.
You just because you live with your parents now doesn't mean you've always lived with your parents.
oh no, I mean, all of us have that time period, and I think I speak for most American people that are in their mid-20s, where you realize that you move out, and you're like, fuck, I'm spending money that I don't have, and I'm not saving anything anymore. I'm just going to be perpetually stuck in this box if I don't like find a way to get out of this. And so moving back in with your parents is the way to go, because you're like, maybe they'll charge me some rent, maybe they'll let me live free, but I can actually save money in the meantime to get something. It sucks, but it's just how it is right now, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we're Latins too, so that's more like encoded.
It is.
In the-
Yeah,
whole
it's not
thing.
as socially unacceptable to do that.
Oh no, my mom, if it was up to her, I'd live at her house forever.
America is so weird because you go to other places in the world, like anywhere else in the world, and it's just like, oh, here's my mom, here's my grandma.
Yeah, they
We
live
all,
with me.
We all live together in this fucking hovel.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's a better system. I like that.
It's community, it's family building. It's like it kind of forces you to go, even though I may not agree with like, or maybe I don't like my parents, like, you know, you love them, of course, but you're like, oh God, I don't want to have to listen to their dog shit opinions about this or that or something like that. Or, oh no, I get home and there's a fight for no fucking reason and I just want to relax. But you kind of learn to go, well, that's your family. You
I'll
can't
go to
pick
my
and choose them.
room.
Yeah.
If you need me, I'll be in my room.
Leave my meals at the door like a prisoner. Just fucking
Yeah.
knock
I
twice.
never moved back home because it wasn't like ever an option for me. So
Really?
you
I
guys-
actually had to wonder about that because it seemed, I actually have to wonder about that. I always thought it was just a choice where you're like, I don't want to go back.
No,
so
it
you don't.
wasn't an option. I mean, once I
Oh.
moved out, my room was taken over by a sibling, and then my dad, who I didn't live with, is like, "You're on your own. I'm not gonna have you live here."
Really?
Yeah. So
I think that's a good push. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, it's like it is a little depressing where you're like, oh, I can't come back. Fuck.
yeah. No,
know what I mean?
but yeah, put some hair on your chest, I guess.
I
Yeah.
guess like when you work for your dad's company, it's a little different, right? Because
Sure.
then he's like, I bet he still feels like he's giving you allowance when
Yeah,
it's like,
no,
I'm working,
exactly.
man.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But it's like funny working for a family business because you're like, define exactly what working looks like to you then.
Right,
It's
right,
like,
exactly.
Don't come to me like you're like Sisyphus rolling the boulder up the mountain every day when it's like you'd be taking naps, you'd be having coffee, you'd be talking to a customer for like 45 minutes and not working.
Yep,
so,
yep.
Come on.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Come on. It's my dad asked me that question. He was like, "You think you and me can work together, Rob?" And I was like, or Robert, and I was like, "No." I was trying to be like as nice as possible, but I'm like, "Dad, we could not work together. It would be
Why
terrible."
did your hypothetical have to have your dad calling you Robert instead of Rob?
That's not hypothetical. That's that action. He asked me. He said, "You think we ever work together, Robert?" And I was like,
No, but the important part is in your retelling of it, you changed
you
how
went, Rob,
wanted
no,
us-
stupid, Robert.
You wanted us to make sure that your dad does not call you Robert. or
No,
Rob.
well, I was recollecting, and that's the thing is like when it comes to my family, everybody in my family calls me Robert. Nobody calls me in my family Rob. And in fact, to be honest, I found it a little off-putting if they have called me Rob. Like my nephew tried to call me Rob, and he said it really weird. And I was like, just Robert.
Because he's trying it on. It's like
He's
it's
trying
like when
it
you're
on.
13 and you're saying for the first time. It's just like,
Yeah. I'm
okay,
just trying it
this
on.
is the Call of Duty. This is the Call of Duty lobby I say it in. Finally.
Yeah. No, yeah, and that was another thing.
Rehearsing your racial slurs in the mirror, like I'm gonna get this right.
Yeah.
You stupid nincompoop.
Nincompoop. Yeah.
Nincompoop.
Neanderthal. No. Funny though about testing waters like that. I remember I did that when I moved back in for the first time, and I remember I walked up and I grabbed out of the fridge 2 beers, and I stacked them on top of each other, and I was walking down, and my dad's like, "Are you really gonna be drinking that much?" And I'm just like, "What the fuck?" And then on top, I wasn't 21 either.
Your mom lets you have 2 beers?
I was just grabbing 2 beers because I'm like, I know I'm gonna finish one. I'm gonna want the other one right afterwards. So that's how it was. But he got real mad about that. I was like, holy shit.
I'm the man of the house now, Dad. Do you guys? So okay, so your family calls you Robert.
Robert.
Do you have a family nickname?
Bubba. I'm a Bubba.
You're a Bubba.
Wow.
I'm a Bubba.
You
Yeah.
would be Bubba.
Well, don't they call you Danny still?
Yeah, they call me by my middle name. It's because I think it's weird, like, because it's like, hey, my name is Romulo. 99% of people call me Romulo.
Yeah.
But then they just like, I don't know. It's probably
Your
weird
mom
because
calls
it's my
you
dad.
Danny to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
It's he does.
She does. Yeah, sorry.
But yeah,
tired.
it's strange because it's like, stop dead naming me. I don't know. It's not a name that I immediately like gravitate towards. Where it's like that is my name.
Do you respond
Yeah,
to
right.
it? Like if I called you that, you'd probably respond. But like,
I mean, it takes me like a try sometimes, where it's like Danny, and it's like what?
You're
What?
talking to me?
Oh yeah, me. That's my middle name. Yes. Hello.
Yes.
But yeah, it's strange because your family does give you like they call you by what they want to fucking call you. They're just ingrained calling you that.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I had a buddy who he kept getting called Budley by his parents all the way until now.
Budley.
Budley. That was Mark.
Really?
Yeah. Mark. His dad called him Budley for
Where did that
forever.
come from?
Fuck if I know.
That's a weird one.
That is a
Bubba
weird
is
one.
like, oh, that kind of makes sense. I've heard that
or
before.
even Bud. Hey Bud, like you're because that's a but Budley. like-
Budley.
Budley.
Especially because it's longer than his real name.
exactly. It's like you just call him Mark and be done with it. Or even if you call him Marky or some shit.
Yeah, I like a simple one syllable. Like just
Yeah.
Rob, Dave. I know you prefer David, but still Dave.
Oh, I don't actually care though.
I was gonna say, I don't think you care.
I mean, it's funny. Like everyone calls me Dave eventually.
Yeah.
So
It's
Oh no,
easy.
you're a Dave to me. It's like even our buddy Fry. I don't see him as a Dave for some reason. I'm like he's David.
I feel
like he is David.
So my family calls me Dr, which is very strange, and I don't know why.
Mr.
but
Russell.
Dr.
It's because my middle name is Russell. But oddly, Rom is onto something because I get called by my middle name by my mom pretty frequently.
So strange.
Even if that's like it's a joke or she's like Rusty or Russell or Russ, it's like if I hear it, I'm like, huh, that's also me.
Yeah.
Believe it, but his name's Rusty.
I don't mind nicknames. I think it's kind of. Have you ever met anybody who dislikes nicknames? Like
Yeah.
they're like, my name is this, and that's it.
Yeah.
Always trans people.
Really?
Mine was
Oh, yeah.
Mine was like a 40-year-old or 50-year-old guy, and his name is Daniel. And one of my coworkers called him Dan. He's like, "Please don't do that." I was
So
like,
weird.
I was like, "All right." I mean, I'm not. Daniel is not a long or complicated name.
No.
But
It's
that's the first time I've ever seen somebody like instantly snap at somebody for using the
But
nickname.
it's supposed to be endearing. That's the thing. When I give you a nickname, whether or not it's just me shortening your name, it's a term of endearment that we are close enough to where I can be like, "Hey Dan, how's it going?" instead of, "Hey Daniel, how are you?" Like
You know why we get it? It's because we're the texting generation. We're the
Oh,
yeah,
leet
that's
speak
not awful.
generation. We like shortening things.
Maybe that is it. Who knows? I don't know. I've just met some people who are like, I've met the same, and it's like, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Do you think there's a guy out there named Fillmore Holes?
Is there a guy named Ben Dover?
Yes.
That one's really common. I bet. I bet there's a lot.
You think
of Ben
that's a
Dovers.
cover?
Because
That you
Dover
think-
sounds
That's a
like
Culver?
Ben Clover.
Ben Clover?
Ben Dover?
Ben
I
Dover.
think it'd be pretty common. I feel like Dover would be a real common last name.
Yeah.
You're just named for the thing you're near.
Next podcast, let's read the phone book.
All right. Do they still make those?
I don't know.
We'll
actually,
find one. Damn it.
I don't know why they would. It's such a waste of paper at that point.
I bet you can find one because we're in the suburbs. I bet somewhere someone makes it for this neighborhood.
So strange.
I know where there's a payphone near me, and I've always wanted to just go to it and dial random numbers and just be like, put the baby on the phone.
What baby?
Well, funny thing, if you didn't know, if you have the right equipment, and when I say the right equipment, it's not like it's expensive equipment. I mean like $20 bullshit that you can buy off Amazon. You can go into somebody's tap if they're using their home phone. Go into their tap. You just hook up to the wires, and then you can hear everything they're saying, literally. And if they're talking, there's even a point where some of the equipment, if you have the right equipment, you can just start talking through the phone.
I love how that's 60s technology
It is.
too. I love
It
how
is.
that's like old tech.
It's
at
old
this
tech.
point.
It is.
Scare the
phone
shit
lines are
out of
old
some
tech.
grandmas, though. That'd be so funny.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, shit, just scam them. Camp outside of an old folks' home and be like, hey, Grandma, where you're rerouting those Social Security checks, we changed the bank information. It goes to a guy named Robert now. That's my new name.
Yep.
Don't dead name me.
Okay.
Well, speaking of scams, what was the latest scam you guys had to deal with?
I don't deal with scams.
Really?
Like, yeah, I just hang up.
I guess when I say deal with, I mean like, what was the latest scam that you were like you addressed? I guess.
Fuck it.
for
You know
like
what?
half a second.
I bought a flute at the Renaissance Fair. That was a scam.
That was a scam.
Yeah, that is a scam. They
It
got
was
you good.
It was a scam.
How
and
much
a
was
half.
Here's
that
my
flute?
$70 flute.
Wait, what?
How much was the flute?
$30. 35 buckaroos.
It's not the worst.
But it was just like it was a stick with holes in it. Like it wasn't
Oh.
even a real flute.
Oh, so
I
like
couldn't-
it didn't even.
I
do
couldn't be a
anything.
whimsical bard at the Ren Fair, dude. It was upsetting.
Oh, that is upsetting. How about you, Dave?
People do scams at my job all the time. Not to talk more
believe it.
about work, but
Yeah.
people will do the whole return scam all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's
That
hard
makes
because they'll be like, "Oh, I paid with a check," and I'm like, "Why the fuck does this company still take checks?" But we only take checks from people who have accounts there, and sometimes they just weasel away with like their clients' money because they return some shit, and it's super common. Like in the electrical industry, there's so much fucking theft and scams.
Oh, I
It's
believe it.
crazy.
I believe it.
Delicious copper wiring.
Delicious,
It will be
yummy,
mine.
covered, yummy, yummy, yummy. Yeah, I had to. I saw one that I got an email sent to me, and I checked it, and well, it was just it was in there, and I looked. I was like, I don't recognize this. Let me click
It made
this.
it through your spam filters to your main inbox.
Yeah, it did, which was really
Okay,
weird. And
okay.
I checked it, and it was like, we've transferred over $500 from your Venmo to buy 0.07 Bitcoin. Thank you, Meredith. If you want to check your receipt or call us to verify, call this number. And I was like, one, I don't use Venmo. Two, not Meredith. And three, I checked my bank account. I'm like, there's no $500 missing. So I was like, I'm not gonna call anybody.
Do you
Fuck
remember
that.
when that happened to me for real in New York? Maybe you guys don't remember that.
I
but
remember
I
that.
woke up and there was a deposit into my actual checking account for $10,000 off a check.
Oh,
And I was like, okay. And I looked at the check that was scanned in. It was like scanned in through like mobile or something, and it was
Yeah.
all like in Chinese.
so they fucked up somewhere.
Yeah, and then
Something happened.
because I immediately was like, hey, Chase Bank, I got all this money. And they were like, oh, we got it. And they took it back. But still, I was like, holy shit. That
That's
just happened to me
so-
for real. That was a real thing that happened
That's
to
one of
me.
those things that sucks though. Like the government fucks up and they give you $1 million.
Yeah.
And now, bada bing, bada boom, you're going to prison for your whole life.
Right, and you're like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, they never read the finders, keepers, losers, weepers clause.
Yeah. I mean, there's a part of me, it's like, if you just pulled out that 10 grand, would you be in trouble?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not my money. The check wasn't made out to me.
Yeah.
If I took the money
Yeah.
and then vanished into thin air, but I don't think 10 grand would
10
last
grand
that
is
long.
worth, yeah, no, that gets you nowhere nowadays. Maybe a ticket over to, what's that one place that like people say, well, there's so many. Vietnam, for example, you can live there like a king
That'd be
for
amazing.
$100
I
a
would live there,
month.
too.
Like,
That'd
you
be
know,
amazing.
it would be great, honestly. You know, that's the problem, I guess, is if I spoke a different language, I feel like I'd be comfortable moving somewhere.
The way you learn a different language is you just move there.
Have
Yeah.
you
It's way
been-
easier than Duolingo.
I did learn that with Hawaii, where I learned like all the lingo, and I even like
Well,
spoke
you learned
like
a
they
pigeon,
did.
which is different.
Pigeon, yeah, exactly. It's not. That's not a language per se.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not.
It's just a dialect, I guess you would put it. But no, I agree with Rom. It's like you move somewhere, you kind of just have to look like
You be
have
the
to
weird
do it.
foreign jackass for a little bit, you
Yeah.
know? Then you move to a new town. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah,
Like, you learn the language, you scoot over to a new town where people don't know you were this foreign dickhead.
Yep.
And then you're speaking fluent, whatever the fuck they speak in jungle-ass Vietnam.
and then if anybody ever
Vietnamese.
asks,
Nah.
nah.
Not where we're going.
If anybody ever asks like how long you been here for, you're just like, oh, I've been here for I've been here for a long time. You know.
Yeah, I was
Then
like, when you ask that
who
of
cares?
people here, do they tell you the truth? I mean, come on.
I would think so, right?
Sometimes I
Why would
just
people
lie to
lie
fucks.
about that?
Yeah, I just lie to fucks. I'll be like, yeah, me and my wife moved here 2 years ago.
No, but I'm more saying that's like the immigrant thing. It's like if you ask somebody
Oh.
who's like not here on the up and up, they're gonna be like, oh, I've been here for years.
But I mean, you could tell right away. That's the thing. So like right now, you lying to me, and when it's obvious that you haven't been here for a long time,
What
it's
if they
like,
speak great English? I mean, English.
then I have nothing to. Then I have no reason
English
not to
is
believe
the
them.
key to the whole thing.
No, it is.
Yeah,
then I
that's
have no
the
reason
whole-
not to believe them.
Robert, have you ever been out of the country?
Mexico.
Yes, Mexico.
And that's it?
Mexico, and I count Hawaii. I'm gonna be real with you.
Well,
Hawaii
that's
is out
fair.
of the country in
No,
its own
that's
right.
yeah, that's fair.
It's Mexico, Hawaii. I don't think we've ever been to Canada. It's just Mexico. I think we've tried to go over to Europe, but that just
We
never
as in like
happened.
your family.
Family. Yeah,
What's
exactly.
like okay? But this is like such a cringe, over talked about topic. But knowing you specifically, I
Yeah.
want to know what's like the travel destination. What's like
Mexico?
just no, you can't go to the same country again. It has to be a new country.
Okay, okay.
And I want to know your reason for why you want to go.
Ooh. Ooh, that's a tough one. I haven't had a chance to think about that for a while.
Money doesn't matter. I'm not even
I
include
know.
it.
I know. I'm not even counting money on that. What's up, Ben?
Oh, he's here.
Perfect.
Well,
Oh, you
then-
got in for the good question.
Then here, I'll cut it and we'll set up the mic. Our
Okay.
fourth
I gotta
boy's
poop
gotta be
anyway.
here. Okay, yes. All right.
Yeah,
This
Rom's
is
over here like-
intermission for Ben.
Use summons if you don't feel like suffering. Just do it.
We'll see what happens. I'm not. I'll play the DLC eventually, but right now I'm just not in the mood.
How
for
much
it.
is the DLC?
40 bucks.
Okay.
But it's like a
It's pretty
70-hour game basically. It's
Yeah,
like a
it
whole.
is.
It's literally Dark Souls 3 as a DLC.
Yep.
So
It's they you get your money's worth. With
yeah,
it,
you
which is
definitely
really
get your
nice.
money's worth.
Cool.
I mean, again, one boss took me and David both 5 to 6 hours apiece. So
Damn, god damn it.
granted, we did it the old-fashioned way, and we could have made it a ton easier if I just used other stuff. But I was like, I'm just
Stubborn?
gonna, I'm gonna do it the way I'm gonna do
You
it the way
like
God
you like
intended.
the games that's like the grindstone. I mean,
I just
that's
like
what I've learned about you as
I just
a
like the
person.
suffering. Like I like it when games are hard.
No,
You do like the suffering. You're a
Yeah.
little bit of a masochist
Yeah, a little
with your
bit.
games.
I
Yeah, a little
completely
bit.
agree with Ben. I love games that are really fucking difficult, but the thing that always gets me is like I don't like when it's it's so difficult to a point where I'm like, I don't even know what you're expecting me
Well-
man, at this point. I'm like, fuck. Sekiro, for example, when I fought the Demon of Hatred, and
Sekiro
that-
was hard,
and I
that
played
boss
that-
was super difficult.
The Demon of Hatred was so fucking hard, but the thing was, Ben, every time I was playing it, I was like, I made a mistake there. I made a
Actually,
mistake there. I made a
what I
mistake
can
there.
say is that's what happened to me in Elden Ring.
Okay.
Like that's what I felt like on the second boss. Was like I fucked up like a dodge, or I attacked too soon, or I fucked up an attack window,
Yeah.
and that's why I died.
Yeah,
So-
that's fair. I guess with Sekiro, it's just more obvious because I'm like,
Yeah.
I actively have to parry,
Well,
so if I fuck up, that's
Because
me.
me and David each spent fucking not this David Fry.
Mm-hmm.
Since we spent 5 to 6 hours, I literally learned her entire moveset. Like
Yeah,
I
after
learned
5
everything.
fucking hours,
Yeah,
I bet.
I literally sat there and fucking bashed my head into the wall, and it was something.
You ever see those gaming setups where dude's playing like War Thunder? And-
Yeah.
And his fucking just PC explodes on him when he gets shot down or
Yep.
something. You should make one of those for Elden Ring, but it just smacks you in the balls with a big hammer every time you lose.
I could honestly, I'd probably beat the boss in like 2 tries then. Yeah.
It's a good motivator. It's the motivator.
I would have to stop. I'd be like, I need to think about
'Cause-
everything I just played. I don't want to get in the balls again.
Well, dude, because I had two runs in like an hour before I beat it. Like 2 hours before I beat it, and an hour before I beat.
Yeah.
I was 1 hit away each time.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck me, dude. Like I
That
fucked
sucks.
it up on the last hit, bro. Like it was
Oh.
awful. And it
Man,
took me
I-
like an hour to get back there.
I gotta ask you because right now, so if you guys didn't know, the new DLC for Elden Ring actually just got like the highest review DLC ever, you know, and like that's an accomplishment that was only made by The Witcher 3 for their DLC Blood and Wine,
And it was damn good, both
and it
of
was
them.
fucking really
Yeah,
good.
Blood and Wine was amazing.
I know. Have you? And any of you guys played The Witcher?
I don't think you guys
No.
have played. You played The Witcher?
Yeah, I played the one you got me.
Yeah,
you gave me
Witcher
you gave me
Oh.
the fucking
Did you
Witcher
beat it?
3 collection. Nope.
Oh, okay.
you.
I'm
But,
surprised you never beat it because you like Oblivion and like those story choice games a lot.
I like
also hard.
Oblivion. I like Oblivion because it's so autistic. Like Oblivion. I don't know. There's just something nice about how corny and stupid it is. Like you talk to a beggar, and he's like, "Please, sir, I just need some money for my family." You give him a little septum. He just goes,
Thank you, kind sir.
like,
yeah.
they just switch voice actors. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Well, I was saying more for the fact that like Rom likes his games where they're like survival level difficulties, and I'm like, Witcher is that? It's
Oh, absolutely.
You need to take in the right stuff to go fight things, or you love.
I beat it on the hardest difficulty because I'm a masochist, like we've agreed on,
Yep.
I guess. But I had to when I was playing the game, I had to like literally learn how to craft fucking like oils for my sword. I had to figure what spells would be good against like the specific boss. I had to do research on the boss.
That's so fun.
through the
No,
game.
that sounds like
You
my
know what
type
I
of
mean?
game, actually.
Yeah,
You
that
should try
sounds
it
a lot
out.
of
It's
fun.
really
it takes,
amazing.
It takes prep, and I mean that's the thing is you feel so It's so rewarding.
That's what I love about. That's what I like about Baldur's Gate is because it required me to prep a lot. And
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
I like
yeah.
the prepping part of
That's
this
what I mean.
game.
Is like if you like Baldur's Gate, you like The Witcher, dude.
Which is funny because that is actually what D&D is all about. Like
No.
in the beginning of all of D&D, it's like okay, it's just whatever you have, just use it. We'll figure it out. But as the game goes on, you're like, holy shit, we're gonna get thrown into encounters that you're like, I can't just bash my head against the wall and win. Like, I have to think about it.
One thing I'll say about D&D is it takes a while before you get like invested in your character. Like honestly,
unless you're good at making your character.
Depends. Still depends.
I was really good. Like remember, I don't want to keep bringing up the run that me and Rob had.
With
but,
Phil.
Like, yeah, with my character. But there was a lot of nights where I was just bored, like just playing D&D with these guys.
Yeah.
Like I was actually just bored. Like it was just, it reached a point where I was like, I was doing most of the funny shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was doing all the like the off the cuff shit.
Ben was
stuff.
our comedic relief.
And it took
Just
a
like
while.
the podcast.
Yeah, well, it took a while for it to like actually like I actually care about my character. You know what I mean? Because like it's like a lot more. You have to invest a lot more into like these types
It's
of
all
games.
imaginary pretend time. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna.
It is.
Make this.
You really
all
gotta
work
bring
up
out your
here.
inner child, your like autistic self.
Yeah.
And fucking play pretend.
Yeah, I like playing pretend.
I like
It's a
I
good
like
way
playing
to.
pretend.
It's a good
I
way
love playing
to
pretend.
practice your what's it called? Your improv. Yes. Improv it is a really
It is.
good way to practice your improv because you're like, holy shit.
And it's
yeah.
fun because you're like as our DM,
Yeah.
you like lead us through scenarios where I'm like, oh, me and Rom get to do a little scene right now.
Yeah.
It's like,
fun.
oh, it's fun
It's like
because
fucking
I get
high
to like
school theater
totally,
class.
yeah, but I don't know, I enjoy that kind of shit. So it's cute.
That was the one thing that I learned from making so many campaigns that I've played. I made the mistake of too many combat encounters, too much combat was going on. I was like, I don't think people are even like getting they're not liking their character.
No,
like,
in your
I'm just
Fallout
fighting.
playthrough, the most fun I had was just hanging out at the Crimson Caravan compound.
That's actually why our campaign was fun. It was like we only had like one combat, like a major.
We didn't have a
combat.
lot. Well, that was the second.
combat.
That was the second playthrough I thought
Oh,
where we
okay.
were rogues.
Oh no, that was good too.
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
the first one, we didn't have like a major. We didn't have like we would have a major combat encounter, and then we'd have like a good hour of just other shit. you know
Yeah,
what I
of
mean?
just
Yeah.
talking and like figuring out stuff
talking,
with other people.
figuring out the story, talking to random people.
I think Rob makes like the perfect DM because he's
Thank
so
you.
like, I don't know, he's always the type to like, when he gets into it and it's something that he likes, he's going to give it his all. And that's like the most fun. It's like, oh, our narrator is super cool.
And I realized I had to do that because, like I said, for the other campaigns, I thought to myself, oh, I think everyone will just kind of like start pretending, you know what I mean? Like right off the cuff. And I realized I was like, oh, I need to give you guys
You
stuff
gotta
to
set
like.
the scene.
I got to set the scene.
See,
do all
you're a
that.
better improver than you realize.
I am. I think it's just when it's me staging it. That's the thing. I'm not good
He's
at
a worse
improving.
improver when he's not on this podcast.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's being recorded.
I'm turning this bench into my therapy couch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's laying
he's
down.
getting all comfy.
See, that's the best
Comfy.
part about our portable podcast studios. We can be outside like this and I'll smoke cigarettes.
Oh,
and
this is
just
great.
hang out.
I could just sit
Pretty
here
nice.
and cloud watch and
Yeah.
hear white noise when Rob's telling stories.
Rom, go ahead and push that cup over for me real quick so I can ash.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to like knock it over.
No,
Yeah.
don't. Rom, go ahead and throw
be
this.
devious.
Throw this at somebody, not me.
Where did I put my butt? Oh, it's right here.
Yeah.
I really hope that it's picking up. This dude is just blasting the most ass fucking toaster shit music I've ever heard.
I think he goes to nightclubs, man. Or
He's
he's
hosting a
15.
nightclub. You hear that?
Yeah.
How is his eardrum still around? Like, I feel like he's just doing damage at this point.
Oh, I used to do that. He's probably just a young kid, or he's
Actually,
Still
probably a
stupid.
young
He's
kid.
You guys wanna
actually
go
just
hop the
deaf.
fence and
Yeah,
go
he just
tell
got
this
like the
guy's
12-inch
music sucks?
subs in his fucking shitty Toyota, bro.
yep.
He just finally got him in.
If you can get over there in time for the light not to change.
I was about to
Everyone,
say.
quick, pick up the podcast equipment and go over there.
Run out of
Let's go interview this guy.
Sir, your music is terrible. Tell us why.
Tell us why.
Yeah, let's just start interviewing fucks. Denver's interesting. Just go talk to some stupid...
That'd be pretty fun, honestly. Like to go around Denver, just like interview hobos.
It wouldn't be fun.
No, it would not
You know
be
what?
fun.
I don't
We
think
might
it would
get
be
stabbed.
fun at all.
I don't think it'd be fun at all.
I think it'd be
And I'm glad
hilarious.
that you're saying it. I thought you, out of all people, would have been like,
No,
that sounds awesome.
I'm
like,
sick of the fuckers of Denver.
Yeah,
Leave me alone.
I want to talk to homeless guys and be like,
Yeah.
so how'd you get so homeless?
We get about halfway through about a 15-minute interview max before we're like, all right,
We're gonna
that's
get
enough of
stabbed.
that.
Time to
Yeah, right.
leave.
Exactly. People are just so prickly over in Denver, too.
Prickly.
Yeah, that's a good term.
A bunch of prickly suckers over there.
Unsavory prickles.
God.
Buckle up, buckaroo.
I'm so goddamn tired. Who wants espresso?
That sounds good.
I could do a coffee.
Yeah.
I could do a coffee.
Yeah.
An espresso, not a
Yeah.
coffee.
No, I could
I'd
definitely
take
do
an
it.
espresso.
Yeah.
Just a little tiny cup of espresso.
Yeah, I'd feel fancy.
don't
If
like
you have
that-
cigarettes.
I
That's
don't
great.
like that you put the X in the espresso.
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 Yeah.
Extreme
Espresso.
espresso.
I'm expressing my fucking displeasure at you right
Oh,
I don't know.
now.
I think everybody pronounce.
We can have a little coffee break.
Do you guys have
coffee
do you guys have any audible tics that just irritate you? Like where someone says something
Oh.
but it's just
It's for me. It's actually when girls do like that cutesy voice, like that baby
The
kind of
ooh-ooh voice?
The
Yeah,
baby- the
ooh,
ooh-ooh
yeah,
voice
I
sucks.
actually
I hate
hate that
that.
voice.
Wow.
I just hate that I'm losing the battle right now of people who say I could care less.
Uh,
I hate that. It's I couldn't care less. It's,
Well, you could care less.
no,
could care less.
No, because that doesn't tell me
That
where
doesn't
you
tell you.
that doesn't tell me where you sit on the careometer.
But it's
Yeah,
not.
I
Like,
love
yeah.
Red Dead Redemption. I could care less about Red Dead Redemption.
But
I couldn't get.
could.
I think
But
it's
yeah.
describing just not all the way to the bottom, but you're close.
Yeah,
I think both
It's not
statements make
improper
sense.
to
But
use it that
I still
way.
agree with Rom. Now that I think about it, that is not the correct way to say it. It's like saying irregardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
It's
find that
just-
funny though.
Irregardless,
I, like hearing
I hate it when
irregardless. I
people
like
say
it.
AM in the morning.
I do that.
Yeah, I know.
know,
We've
I do
beat
that.
it out of you though. You don't do it
Well, like,
anymore.
I
Or
don't
you
do it
just
with you guys.
stop telling us about your activities at certain times.
How do you guys feel about when people pronounce milk?
Milk.
Yeah,
I think
milk.
like
You ever hear that?
regional
That's
accents
not-
are so
that's a-
cute.
that's a
When
regional
you have
thing.
like a little
Regional thing?
regional thing like that, it's kind
Yeah, I
of
don't talk to
adorable.
people from Utah.
I do like
yeah.
a
Smother them with a
southern like
pillow.
a southern lady's accent. I
The
gotta
hard
say.
part with
Love it.
dealing with like southern ladies in particular,
but like a posh one. you
they
know what I'm saying?
all, it's kind of funny to me. Like whenever I'm
Like
in
a slave
Alabama,
owner
I'm like,
one.
yo, it's kind of like how all of them talk.
Oh.
A little bit.
You
I
know
don't
what I
mind it, though.
fucking
I
hate
like it.
actually a lot is when chicks start like maybe it's because I work with a lot of females, right? But when like their friend comes in, some of them will just start screaming.
Oh,
They're
they
like,
I
reverberate
hate
off
that.
of each other.
Yeah.
You're like,
It's like
yo, that shit actually
two
bothers me.
acoustic
bothers me.
instruments.
Yeah.
It's like two computing machines
And they're
getting
like-
smarter
And
together.
it's the
but they
wrong
just
fucking
scream.
notes, man.
the
You're not in key.
you're not fucking-
Synchronize your screams.
The one that bugs me the most is when people do the fake laugh, and I don't mean fake laugh as in like it's hard to describe. It's kind of like that nervous laughter. It's a nervous laughter, you know, where like
I hate it when girls nervously laugh at the bar when I'm
Yeah,
showing them
well,
my
try-
sick knife collection.
watch the trick, watch the fucking trick.
Watch me spit it.
It's not my cock in my pants, it's my knife.
Your eyes are closed. Open your eyes.
Fuck it.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Robert is good at improv, but only
Yeah.
a particular type of scene.
I think if you
Yeah.
just
it has to be a specific type.
no, I think if you throw me into it, I won't do it.
It's gonna be threatening
He's
a
like, no,
woman.
this I can sink my teeth into.
The moment
Finally,
you
a
This is-
roll.
this
the
is
moment
what
you
I'm
say
good at. This is what
improv,
I'm really
Rob,
good at.
I'm like, oh, my mind just went blank. I have no idea what to do.
I hate like theater kid style improv. I was at the fucking
Yes, and
yes and no I just because I was at the Ren Fair and it's just so it's theater kid central.
Yeah.
Like, you just got a job and you think you're good at improv. I remember this guy he's at the tower gates and he's calling out to people and he's trying to make jokes out of people's like costumes and whatnot. And there was someone dressed as a ram, like they had like ram horns and whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So it's a
And-
furry.
Yeah, it was just a furry. But the guy, he just got his improv wrong. He's like, oh, I'm fawning over your costume. And then he hits it with a, get it? I'm like, it's not a fawn, you fucking idiot.
no one got it because you
I
weren't
was like,
saying the
where?
right
He's
thing.
like, I hope you had a tomato to throw at him, bro.
Yeah,
Fuck.
a goat child is a kid, so you could just say, I'm attracted to this kid, and it's not creepy. It is a little creepy.
It's a little creepy.
He's like yelling from the
There was a
tower.
good
Like, give
silence
me
there for
another
a
Did you
second.
hear that
kid.
sentence?
Yeah,
he
I was
just
gonna
said?
say. We all just looked at Ron and we were just like, what?
Yeah, at least it's anatomically
He's like, I love
correct.
children.
At least it's a better structured joke.
It's a better structure. It's, I don't know. It's this whole thing though of, I just hate the haha we're so funny atmosphere. Because we get in here and we're all angry. And we're like, this podcast sucks! And we know it sucks. But
It's like it's
but
kind
it's
of like
our
that
suck.
parallel of like the Reddit kind of like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's
like,
that everybody clapped. Everyone loves
Everyone
what I'm
clapped.
fucking saying right
Yeah.
now.
it's that
I'm not
same shit.
annoying. I'm funny
Nothing's
and
worse than a
charming.
wannabe class clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
That
it's kind of a disability in its own right.
Oh yeah.
What, being on
let me
Reddit?
let me tell you, it's because you need self affirmation constantly. You do something funny that you perceive as trying to be funny. It's like, imagine being the class clown and you say something for once where you're like, nobody's laughing, and you're just like,
I will say when I was
like
a
you're
kid,
panicking.
that did happen to me, but I was the class clown when
Yeah.
I was a kid. But there'd be times where I would say something, and I'd be like, damn, no one laughed.
It was a
like,
silence, and you're like,
damn.
fuck. Yeah.
But I think when I was that age, I was like trying to, like, I was doing that.
Yeah.
But I had success, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
My whole goal as being kind of class clowny was just make the retarded kid laugh.
yeah, that
'Cause
was a good one.
This kid would
That
just
was
laugh
me.
for 10 fucking... yeah. Well, this kid would laugh for 10 minutes straight.
Yeah, Rob,
And
yeah.
it would be just a disruption to the class.
It was
and
funny.
I hated this fucking class. Fuck you, Mr. Ryan.
Sophomore year. Ooh.
Yeah, no, he... Yeah, there's just like this air of self-importance with people who think they're funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's nothing more
stand
unfunny. Pretty much.
Yeah, I guess
period.
if you try too hard, it's like.
Well, especially from like,
Yeah.
it's weird when teachers do it because there's this like weird unspoken power
But-
dynamic.
Yeah,
and
I'm
some,
obligated to enjoy what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm obligated
exactly.
to smile while you sit in the chair casually backwards like the cool guy.
You know what I fucking hated?
play the guitar.
Because this reminds me of another memory with and I think it was the first class of the day, and he's crying and everything like that because a student had recently died that he knew about, and I'm not saying that.
Where's the story going?
I'll let you know. I'm not. I guess I'm somebody that's like, you're the adult in the room and you're letting the emotions get the best of you, and so for the rest of the class, it's not only really awkward. We're also like, well, we don't know what to do. You're now setting the stage that this is going to be a really fucking depressing class. And it's to the point where it's like, do you want us just to go, man? Like, you look like you're having a hard time. And then the worst part was everybody else starts getting emotional and stuff. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, someone dying, especially a student that we all walked past or whatever had to deal with, it's sad. But at the same time, it's like, I know for a fact half these motherfuckers didn't even know this person. Like, you didn't know their name.
It's
You just saw-
performative.
it's
Yeah, you do-
performative.
you
And
do it
if the
'cause you
teacher's in his
want
car crying
attention.
for the first 15 minutes, you can leave. You're legally allowed to leave.
But that's my point is, like, as an adult, I don't know, if something terrible happened to me and I'm in a classroom environment, I have all these students who look to me for teaching and whatnot,
As guidance and shit.
as
yeah.
guidance, the last thing I'm going to be doing is showing this side of me that you don't need to see.
So, here's
actually-
my hypothetical:
Okay, go
is
ahead.
you have to imagine that same experience, but if your teacher was a woman, I think you would have felt differently about it.
100%.
And I think there's like,
I still would have had some there, but
so I
agree.
think like for you, it's kind of like your story you've told on your podcast, where the light, you're out here in the backyard tripping acid, and the light turns on. Where this is your experience.
Yeah.
And I understand that you would need like, not to like explain how you should be feeling, but like I would have been uncomfortable because it's like, oh, I need a stronger male role model
we were
than
in the
that.
class together, Dave. when
Yeah,
that
that's what I was
happened.
gonna say. I think I
Yeah.
remember being
That
in
was
this
it.
class.
I said the worst thing to you, and not aimed at you, but it was the stupidest thing because I was
Let's hear
autistic.
it. Let's
Yeah,
hear it.
I'll
But
say-
that's
I'll say it.
that's
I'll
why
say it.
I was like, this story
And then
kind
you
of
tell
is
me if
missing
you,
a
if
part
you
of it.
remember this.
I do remember it 'cause me and Robert
story
talked about it
was, I
recently.
was sitting at the desk and I didn't know how to. I don't know how to. Again, I was autistic. I was very autistic.
I mean,
I really
what
did not know how to
was.
process like situations that were happening. So I was trying to be funny with Dave, even though like there was no reason for me to be funny. And I literally said, I can't remember. It was something about like, oh yeah, everyone's all crying here. I said something like sarcastic like that. And Dave, I remember, gave me the most like hate
Like,
stare.
I can't
like,
believe you just said that.
I can't believe you just said that. You're an asshole. And it wasn't me trying to actually be hateful. I was trying to be funny, but I didn't know
Try to
how
light
to
the mood
be.
up.
You
That's
didn't read the
problem.
room.
I
See,
didn't
Rob,
read the room.
you didn't read the
Yes,
room.
literally.
Also, probably an issue with timing.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I got a couple of
Definitely.
chuckles in the theater that wasn't just you and Nick when we saw Free Burma Rangers.
Yeah.
It was the most depressing fucking documentary ever. Just child soldiers and all this shit.
Fun
At the
stuff,
end of
yeah.
it, everyone's drained. Theater's silent. You know,
Yeah.
they turn the lights on and no one's moving still.
Yep.
They're waiting for like the end credits, like who's in the next Avengers
To be
movie or
respectable.
whatever the
Yeah,
fuck.
it's, yeah.
But yeah, I just stand up and go, well, who wants to get a beer?
Dude, I would have laughed my ass
yeah.
off. All right,
No,
so
yeah.
when's that
Excellent
time?
timing.
When's that time? Speaking of teachers, is there a time ever in your like
That I got
academic
molested?
career-
Yes.
Well, I was gonna say like a teacher kind of traumatized you, but
I'll let Rom take the floor because
I
Rom,
have
I know
one too, but I
personally,
don't know
has
if it
several
really
examples.
Traumatized me. It was just interesting to see.
Bar?
I think Rom should take the lead on. I think
Okay,
Rom should
so-
take the lead here.
I was
got
gonna
it?
say, I had a 5th grade teacher who just absolutely hated kids. And I was a little sickly boy.
That was my 3rd grade teacher.
I was supposed to I was supposed to die like as a medieval peasant or something. I just had a tummy ache and I was out of school for months. And I don't know. Bitch just hated the fact that I was skipping out on school so I could play Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, not understanding what's actually happening.
Yeah, so, yeah, she was just a very angry bitch. She would threaten
Not
us
getting
with
paid
her
enough.
Marine husband. She'd be like,
threaten
my
you?
husband's a Marine. Yeah, she was
So?
one of those, she was
Like-
like one of those address me by my husband's rank type
Yeah.
ladies.
You know, like you
My
gonna like
rank is
fucking,
wife.
you gonna like get his fucking his PTSD going and have him shoot me or something.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not an Iraqi kid. He can't
Yeah.
do anything to me.
So I remember 7th grade. I had a teacher, and I remember this. It was the last day of school, literally. Like we had just got out, and this one of these fucking kids, he comes up to the teacher and like fucking sprays him with silly string, and then he runs away. And this fucking teacher, literally he's got a math book. You remember how heavy those math books are?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking this kid's standing next to the locker, and like the doorway's right here. He runs out, throws the fucking math book at him, and then fucking pushes him up against the fucking locker, like fucking he's
Yikes.
off the ground with his like by his
What the
neck and
Oh
shit.
shit.
It was safe to say he got fired that day.
That's
Absolutely.
hot.
Ben
That's
has
so
a real
sexy.
traumatic story.
Yeah, it was
God
just
damn.
interesting. I don't know if it was traumatic. It was more so like, damn. Like,
It was just kind of scary.
yeah, it was like
just
terrifying to
scary,
see
yeah.
like a fucking grown ass adult man do that to a child.
How unhinged.
Was this
especially
kid
when
a
you're
shitbag though?
Kind of, yeah.
Was he a little Bart
Yeah,
Simpson?
He was a little okay. He was like, I don't know, cause he you know, it's funny. That kid became a cop. Yeah.
That is funny. Yeah, he's pulling the moves his teacher taught him. He's like, "Thanks, professor," as he fucking tackles a
I
black
couldn't
guy.
have done this without you.
But no, he became a cop. He's no longer a cop. He's actually doing real well now.
Oh, he's
He
no longer a
actually
cop. He killed George Floyd.
Floyd, yeah.
Hey, man.
He's doing real well now.
Doing well in
Got a
prison.
real settlement. It was great.
yeah.
But no, it was very interesting. Anything like that for you guys? Nothing?
That's
Nothing,
Crazy.
nothing
So hard to
violent from a teacher. I remember in middle school we had a rumor that
Happened.
Mr. Foot strangled a kid. Do you
Yeah.
remember that rumor that went around?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. We had a teacher named Mr. Foot, so I don't know. He fucking
Could be dead at this point. Who knows?
yeah.
Shit.
He's getting bullied by kids playing Fortnite right now. Like Mr. Foot, more like Mr. Foot fetish.
That's sad that that's how I
Hoggers.
imagine kids do. Like,
Hoggers.
Oh my god.
So mine was.
Also, I wanted to say for
Yeah.
the podcast that Robert snapped in the air and went, got it.
I got the story because I was thinking
Cartoon
about
ass behavior.
Got
No,
it.
no, that
Robert with Tom and Jerry ass behavior.
story.
I don't think you understand. I snap all the time. I snap at work, especially because like it just helps me like remember
I just want to
something.
illustrate it
bro.
for the possibly
It's from
audio-only
that
podcast.
gang you're always, that musical gang you're hanging around, always
snapping.
walking down alleys.
Fucking
Snap it.
snapping and fucking with their slick back hair and
The,
fucking black leather jackets.
What's the story? Okay.
The story is, so I went to a school where it was a lot of outdoor activities. We went camping, backpacking. We did a lot of really fun stuff now that I look back at it. And I didn't realize that wasn't normal for schools. Like, it was really crazy that this school, we went outdoors a lot, and it was awesome now that I think
Must have
back
been a
on
charter
it.
school.
It's a private school of some sort. I can't remember, but yeah, whatever. It
Close
doesn't
enough.
matter.
Tomato, tomato.
Tomato,
same
tomato,
shit, yeah.
exactly. So one of the teachers wanted us to go through a survival experience.
That's hard.
And so we hiked up a mountain to the very top, or like a
And
rock,
then he
not
left
like a
you
mountain.
guys there.
And we were given sheets, and we're like, okay, in a plane crash, you can only take 3 items. On the list, what 3 items do you take? And so, we're writing this down, and, we're kids. Not a lot of us are taking it
Like I
seriously.
put a buck knife on the plane.
And
It's like, didn't you read Hatchet?
we get down to the bottom back where our camp is, and she's like, okay, everybody, so by the way, with your group, we're going to mix up the groups now. So usually it'd just be guys all in one tent and whatnot, but they're like in a survival experience, it would be mixed. And we're like, okay. So we got 2 girls and 2 guys per tent, quote unquote. Basically, they said between the group, you're only allowed to pick 3 things out of the things you signed off on. Not meaning 3 things each for everybody.
3
that you
things
signed up.
total.
Guns,
3 things
bullet,
total.
other bullet, so I could rob the other groups.
Yeah, I feel like this story ends with you being mad at the girls in your group. You know what I mean?
No.
What happened?
What happened was we picked, I think, a tarp, 1 blanket, and I can't remember what the third thing was, but that was it
Then
basically.
the teacher was like, ooh, you want to share a
Survival
blanket with
rations.
girls? Ooh.
No, it was 1 sleeping bag and 1 tarp and something else. Can't remember what the third thing is. Doesn't matter. Flashlight. Flashlight. maybe.
Sure. Okay.
And then they said, okay, we're also going to pick the spots where you are going to be. The teacher was so retarded, she put us on a slope next to the river that was nearby,
And basically what happened in the middle of the night was we found, like, 2 of us had our feet in the river. And this was
like
cold
hypothermia,
water.
yeah.
I immediately felt it, obviously, like in the middle of my dream. We were just freezing. We were freezing. I was
like-
so fucking cold. And I didn't understand what this was all about. And, you know, you as a kid, you don't really understand, like, what cold truly is.
Yeah.
Like, I know it sounds dumb, but
You
it's
know
like,
what warm is because you pissed the bed.
Your parents always put you in like a fluffy jacket and stuff.
that's my point. Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I get what cold feels like outside, but I'm always warm in some regard. No, this was like true. I was freezing and I couldn't stop shaking. And then the other girl next to me was also shaking, like to where we were just huddled up next to each other, and like we were just miserable. None of us slept
Are you
the
telling
entire
us a
night.
story about how you got your first kiss? Like,
I guess the story's over. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You keep interrupting me,
I'm
so I'm
sorry.
just gonna end
I'm
the story
sorry.
there.
Keep going, keep going.
No, that's the story.
That's a very
fucking-
interesting
that was a
story.
good story.
That's
a good story.
crazy because
That's
it's like
actually
putting you
crazy.
guys in danger for
Now tell us a
sure.
story about your first kiss.
Oh, I do want to know that
Yeah.
too.
I met this girl at the mall, and then we
Oh.
went out on a date.
She was
and
20 and you were 16, right?
Nice.
Nice.
Is it the same one who was the crazy girl who thought she was a
It was
prophet?
the crazy one who thought she was a
Yeah.
prophet. Yeah.
Oh.
She had the coolest parents too. They were bartenders and everything. They were real fun. She had an awesome family. It's just a shame she was
When
fucking
this?
crazy.
You're 16?
When I was like 16.
Oh right,
Yeah.
okay,
15.
but now podcast rule is once you kind of bring it up, you either have to walk us through the story or we have to cut it.
Well, am I going to get interrupted every 5 seconds? Because I can do that.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Rob
no.
has the talking stick.
What?
No one interrupt Rob.
It was.
Stop interrupting him.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
It was at, I met her at the mall actually, and I remember this was when I was trying to be like more of a rebel, I guess, and I was like just trying to like stop listening to my parents because they only wanted me to date people who were Jehovah's Witnesses.
I wanted to stop listening to my parents and start listening to Linkin Park. Hell
Exactly.
yeah. Set the mood.
And
Stop interrupting.
and
I roll for jokes.
so met her at the mall, and it was the first time I was actually like trying really hard, and I figured out like from there on I was like, oh Rob, you can talk to girls, like you don't have a problem, man. I guess it was always high school where I thought I had an issue because a lot of girls were fucking mean back in high school. I don't know how to explain it, but meeting somebody out in public outside the school, you're like, oh, the interaction's way fucking different.
Yeah, you don't have the fucking background of school and like
No,
what your
exactly,
social
yeah.
Right.
experiences are
Yeah,
beforehand.
you
yeah.
realize that social experiences outside of school are 100 times better.
Yeah.
You know, met her at a kiosk. Anyway, point is, I took my mom's car and I made up some excuse about something, and they were gone for their church, and I was like, okay, I got like 2 hours to spend time with her, so I went to her parents' house and spent time, and it was a great time. Yeah, but she was awesome. It just sucks that she was fucking crazy at the end of
Okay.
it.
Well, how was she crazy?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
She have crystals?
As time went on, you know, standard relationship, things seem normal at first, but as the weeks go on, all of a sudden you're like, oh, you're kind of weird, and then you're like, oh, whatever, you know, everyone's a little weird, haha. And then she wanted me to start going to her church, like just church in general, but their family didn't go to church. So I was like, well, I don't really feel comfortable about that. Also, I'm trying to get away from religion at the moment, so fuck that. I don't want anything to do with that. She just kept bringing up more religious stuff, and then on top of it, then finally she's like, well, I was going to save this for my birthday when we were going to have our picnic, but I need to tell you this now. And I'm like, okay. She's like, so I'm a prophet from the future, and I can see dead people.
I like how she was planning that too. She couched that. She's like,
She
I know
couched
this
that.
is crazy, but I'm gonna wait till we're in a lovely picnic setting to ruin it.
It's so funny because I remember years ago hearing this story and I've forgotten a lot about it.
Yeah.
But what she says has to be 100% true because Robert has not changed that phrasing at all.
Nope.
In 15 years, that
Prophet from the
same
future, sees
prophet
dead
from the
people.
future, and I can see dead people. We used to quote in high school.
Yep. You guys probably thought I was bullshitting, honestly, and I don't
Nah.
blame you if you did.
No, I was impressed you were talking to girls. I wasn't talking to girls in high school.
Oh.
I was like, wow, Robert's a real Chad. He has riz.
He's got
The
riz.
prophet from the future taught me that word.
Get ready, Riz is gonna be big.
Get ready,
in the future.
boys.
Yeah.
Fortnite riz.
Yep.
It's a fun topic though. What was everyone's first kiss? Yo.
Oh, mine was at the pool. This girl from school. This happened like maybe in like the 6th grade. This girl like called me over to go to one of the local pools around this suburb, and I remember like it was like with a neighbor kid, so there was like other people I knew there, but she was like I was underwater, and I think she kissed me for some reason. I don't remember.
She
the
thought you were
details.
drowning.
You
You
did CPR.
It was like a game, but it was
Yeah.
like, put your head underwater.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I guess I'll hold my breath. And then she kind of just like kissed me. And then after that, I don't know. I felt like I didn't like her that much.
So you're just like, I wish you didn't do that.
You ruined our friendship, and then you pee, and the pool turns dark blue around you, and then fucking die.
No, it's funny. That's exactly what happened.
Well, do they still put? They need to put the shame dye back in pools.
I don't think that, is that ever
Is
been
that-
a thing?
That has been
thought
a
it was
thing.
a thing.
Yeah, I think
all
that
my
was a
pool
thing.
experience have never experienced.
Although I guess, I mean, I haven't seen it either, so
I learned
But-
that really intense chlorine
it's
smell.
really low on battery or low on
you can-
juice.
Hey,
It's not
Kaylee's
on,
vape
hold
that
on.
she left here if you need.
You're good.
Okay.
But, yeah, that really intense chlorine smell that you get in a pool isn't actually the chlorine; it's the piss reacting with the chlorine.
Yeah, that seems about
Oh.
So
right.
that nostalgic pool smell. That's why when you go like some dude's private
Yeah.
pool, it doesn't have that intense like eye burning.
I wondered about that
It
actually.
might not
True.
be like every pool then, because I've definitely pissed at a pool before and it didn't turn blue.
I think it's has to be
No,
a
I'm talking about the smell, like that
accumulation.
really intense chlorine smell.
Oh.
But that's a big thing in Brazil, at least. In
Okay.
shit, Florida had that too a lot. You pee in the pool at the hotel, and you get sent into the shame corner.
You keep bringing up piss. I gotta take a piss now. God damn it.
All right,
You're
Robert, go
outside.
piss.
Go pee on a
Oh,
tree.
yeah, just go.
How-
You can
your
keep
mic
the
is really
you can-
long,
You can keep
bro.
mic'd up, bro.
Yeah,
Go piss on a
stay
tree.
mic'd up. Bring us with your piss.
Yeah, take us over.
I can't. I don't
You know
wanna
what?
piss.
Back to the interview idea. Let's all wear one big T-shirt. All four of us look like the bad guys from Kids Next Door and just waddle around interviewing people.
That'd be so
waddle.
And we
funny.
can keep the portable setup.
Yeah, that'd be really funny.
The one T-shirt would be so hard to manufacture, but it's worth it.
we could probably just like get a giant blanket, and my sister knows how to sew actually.
Oh,
Just get her
wow.
to sew a fucking
Just put sleeves on both ends of the blanket.
just a big blanket.
Hey, Carmen.
Can you please sew me a
Me and
big
the boys
T-shirt?
need a big T-shirt.
We want to hang on the
We
T-shirt
have this
together.
hilarious idea. So we're trying to get way closer together.
We need to get real close so we can keep talking into the mic. Oh my god.
We need to win the big T-shirt contest.
The big T-shirt contest. That's the funniest bit so far.
The
Where's
big
Robert?
wet T-shirt contest.
No, not even wet. I think it's funny.
Big T-shirt.
This idea of like a contest for sexy women, but it's actually who can wear the biggest T-shirt. So it becomes more of a contest about sizes
And it
of
becomes
T-shirts.
like a wet T-shirt contest afterwards too.
It never becomes a wet T-shirt contest.
That only happens when it rains and
It's
we
the
have
big
adequate
T-shirt
coverage.
contest.
a big T-shirt.
Dave is
contest.
very adamant on this. He's like, no nipples.
No nipples and
Only
no white.
threading.
This is a family event.
But I can't remember the name of this place. It's one of those just generic ass kid jungle gym places you go to for a birthday party.
Oh, Jungle Quest.
Maybe it was Jungle Quest.
I'm sure that's
Jungle
it, because that was
Quest?
around here. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. My first kiss was at a girl's birthday party at Jungle Quest.
Oh.
And we were going up the jungle gym. She was leading me like that video of that chimp just leading the guy through the. You know the one
Yeah,
I'm talking
I know- yeah,
about?
I know.
Yeah, I
put
think I
it
got
here.
Jungle
Put it
Quest.
right here.
Yeah, there you go. It's it.
Yeah. But yeah, she took me to like a little secluded corner and gave me my first kiss, and I was a little too shy, so I ran away.
At
Aw.
Jungle Quest.
Jungle
Damn.
Quest.
Jungle
Age
Quest.
11.
Mine was in daycare.
That doesn't fucking count.
Well, I think it does because I remember it vividly.
Okay.
What?
All right.
So,
Ben's first kiss. He's
it was
pulling
actually-
it's in
it was-
daycare.
It was
It
actually in daycare.
It was
I mean,
Mr.
okay.
Robinson, the owner of the
No,
daycare.
because I remember I was friends with this kid, right? And he would fucking bring in Backstreet Boys CDs. That was when Backstreet Boys was super hype. And he would fucking hang out with me and listen to them. And
Sorry,
then
no, I'm so sorry. Can we form a band called Backshot Boys?
Backshot
Continue.
Boys. But I remember
Why
like
isn't that the podcast?
some
name?
fucking girl kissed me, right? And then I remember like it's like a blur. I remember pushing the kid.
Where was it? I need like a
it? Was
location.
at the daycare. You know where County Line is?
County Line in South Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the place.
I was like, maybe we went to
I
the
saw a
same
kid.
daycare.
I saw an Asian kid spill fucking orange soda on a Super Nintendo.
That might
net.
have been me.
What if we fucking see an old picture and it's like us both in a big T-shirt together? Oh my God, Ben! We have like a locket. My brother.
I was like,
I have this best friend locket.
I love the idea of like a Disney Channel original called Big T-Shirts.
little boy big T-shirt.
It's like the traveling pants bullshit. But
Yeah, it's like
just a
what
big
brought them
t-shirt.
together is they used to wear this one big T-shirt together.
They go
that'd be such a
everywhere
great
with it.
TLC show, bro.
It would be.
Oh my god.
Hell,
I still think it worked better on
600-pound
Disney.
T-shirt.
T-shirt, bro.
I love that show.
But yeah, I remember that was like the first time I ever got in a fight because I remember pushing the kid.
Yeah.
And then after that, he would like literally him and his because we had 2 other friends. They would always mean mug me every time like I was in daycare.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Maybe that's not a maybe it doesn't count, but I
That
think
counts.
it.
There's
I think
drama
it was,
around it.
It was pretty interesting. You know
I
what
actually
mean?
agree with that. If there's drama around it, I think
was
that there's-
memorable.
It was
So,
very. It was
there you go.
super memorable.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It was like one of my formative memories. Like
So funny. First
Yeah.
fight. How about that, guys?
first fight and first kiss.
I
was
know
like-
you got
yeah.
both. You got both in there.
My first fight was at Six Flags in the wave pool. I was like,
That's strange.
I was 9, and
It
this
seems like Rom actually.
this random older kid just decided to hold my head under the water. Like he snuck up on me and just fucking started drowning me.
Holy shit!
And the second I got
Jesus.
up, I just started swinging and I punched him in the throat.
Fuck
Good.
yeah.
And then his parents got mad at my parents. They're like, "You could have killed my boy." And I'm like, you could have killed me, the boy.
Yeah.
But
He could have killed me.
I'm the boy. But yeah, he was a bigger kid too, so I felt like a little 9-year-old Chad. He was probably like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
You know, he clearly molested, but hey.
Yeah.
Not my problem.
Everyone here has been in like a real fight though, like that though as a kid.
Oh yeah, I've been in
you?
multiple fights. The first one, I think now, if we're gonna count it like that, I think the fight that I'm thinking of, okay.
Where there was actual injury.
Yeah, no, there was. That was the thing. I'm trying to think of it because it was very quick. It wasn't. I don't know if I would even consider it a fight, but I guess I would say my first like fight where I decided to actually hurt somebody was this kid Blair got behind me and he messed with me a lot, and he finally put me in a chokehold one time, and he was joking around. He's trying to get the class, like everyone's watching, like he's going, ha,
The
ha,
whole
ha,
class
ha, ha.
clapped.
And no, the whole class went silent. This kid's putting me in a chokehold, and I'm actually freaking out because it's scary.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's not like I can't breathe.
The
I'm
choking
just
game
scared.
was scary when
you
you
know?
were kids
When you
too,
get
bro.
first person, like 2 things scary as fuck is when you first get put in a chokehold and when you first get the wind
yeah.
knocked out of you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
We're
that
trying to
feeling,
recover and like
I'm
get your breath
dying.
back.
Right, it's scary. But what happened was, so I quickly grabbed him over my where his head is over my head, grabbed his head, and I just chucked him over the table and threw him across.
Oh, wow.
And he hit the table and then hit the chair on the way down. And I remember just
Robert
looking like, I
slammed
don't
this
know
guy.
what to do. Well, I didn't know what to do after that. I was looking and I'm like, don't fucking do that. Like I was just thinking, like, don't touch me.
Your Latin instincts kicked in. You started like recording for Lively. You just
I was like, that's a lucha libre move, bro.
How much
It
you
was
win?
was like the
I enjoyed it.
Batista bombed him
right
right
the
away.
Lucha
Yeah.
Lucha theme song stuck in your head.
Lucha,
Luchador!
How about you, Dave? I feel like you've never been in a fight.
I've never been in a fight. I used to fight.
You're like
You wanna
you
get in
seem
one
like
right
you seem
now,
like
boy?
a very like well-adjusted person at times. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, like you're like
at
like you wouldn't get in a fight. It's like
I
what
have
get.
an issue about like not feeling super aggressive, and I think I'm just like the type of person who like doesn't want to feel negative emotions. But
Yeah.
I have a brother,
Oh,
so
okay,
I
that
fought
counts.
with
Yeah,
my
that's
brother
fine.
a lot, especially as
yeah.
kids.
Bro, me and
Like,
Carmen fought. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like
I think just because like me and my brother are so close in age that it's like the only fighting experience I have is with him mostly.
Is Josh close in age? I
Yeah,
thought
we're,
he was
five,
young.
we're 5 years apart.
Oh, 5?
5? Okay. Okay.
We're
That's,
just we just happen to be really close.
I get that. I get that. That's what I was thinking. I was like, huh, 5 years is still pretty gap, but brothers.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, again,
get
me
it.
and my sister are like 4 or 5 years apart, and we definitely fought.
David's
Oh,
first
yeah.
fight, he was 6. His brother's in the crib. Just,
Yeah.
that's my pinky!
Throws him over the crib and shit.
No, he gets on the edges of the crib to fucking do a suplex.
They're trying to murder him for real.
It's that one meme where it's the person trying to crawl away, but there's that person doing the suplex above them. It's a baby trying to crawl away. And
It's like, I'm gonna smash you, son of a bitch.
My first real fight was I think I was 10 and I was in summer camp. And there's like this skinny fucking, his name was Steve. He was like this fucking skinny fucking swimmer kid, right?
Damn, fuck Steve.
Dude, he was
He
doing
got
this
all the
shit.
bitches in
Steve.
camp.
I don't know if it was because maybe it was because I was Asian or something, actually. But he was doing that shit where like he was trying to like get everyone, he was making fun of me a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to antagonize me.
Yeah.
I remember one time, it was like lunchtime, and I'm walking by, and he fucking, I don't remember what the fuck he says, but it set me off. So I grabbed his head, and I fucking like just smashed it into the table.
Nice.
But that was
make this pencil disappear.
He's a jonkler.
But it was a very, I got in a lot of trouble for that.
Of course.
But I was only, That's really all I remember is the fallout.
That's the nightmare
Yeah.
of dealing with kids. Is just one can give the other traumatic brain injury so
Yeah, you
fast.
can just like ruin the rest of his life with one stroke.
I think I broke his nose, actually.
I think kids
So-
recover really fucking quick.
They do
honestly.
bounce
So
back
it's
quick.
like-
They
Some
do
bounce back quick, and some are sucking soup out of a spoon forever.
I think you're right on
Yeah.
that one. I just think about all the times I've been hurt, and I've been hurt bad before, where I've, like, every single time I've recovered. Now that I'm older, I'm like, if I get in a fight, this might hurt for a long time.
You might die.
Yeah, I might die.
You might die.
honestly.
If you fall the wrong way, you might die.
Exactly. It's.
I'm very reluctant to
Sucks.
ever fight anybody nowadays. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
you shouldn't ever because
Yeah.
it's like it's very dangerous.
It's super
Well, I'll
dangerous.
only
dude.
fight if somebody just starts beating on you. That's the only time when you're like, okay, I have to fight
Well, yeah.
now. Fuck.
I mean, if you have to defend your fucking life, yeah.
No, exactly.
I ambushed a kid in the halls, for revenge once, because he kicked me in the balls at lunch. Like he snuck up behind me and kicked me so hard that I threw up.
Oh.
And everyone's like, "Ha, he threw up," and I'm just sitting there like, "Yeah!" Just fucking miserable. So when I saw him in the hallway, it was just on sight. I dropped my backpack and sprinted at him. It was just fucking you.
You. The hallway, everyone just gets like to the side, and there's that guy like, me? And then Rom just starts charging.
Not
him.
you, him.
I just imagine myself probably in the background being like, what the fuck is going on?
You're right,
Like,
right.
Chances of me being here are very high in this story.
Oh, Zach.
I remember that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
I actually like that guy.
Why did he kick you in the balls?
That girl
It was
awesome.
funny as fuck.
Yeah.
I was just standing there wide open. and
Looking
he-
back, would you change anything? Would you change anything?
I would have
about
hit him
the
harder.
Yeah.
I would have given him a fucking. I would have reciprocated the ball injury.
That's so fucking
I didn't
funny.
have the fucking ball for a ball mentality. I just want to slam his face into a locker.
I gotta ask if you guys had this experience when it came to school, but I recognize, so my school experience was awful. I didn't like school at all. I
Yeah,
hated school.
I definitely
throughout-
helped.
through and
I
through.
definitely helped make it
Yeah,
bad.
you absolutely did.
All those
But that's
times we
okay,
painted "kill yourself" on your locker really.
Real funny.
Surprised you didn't turn out to be a school shooter, bro.
No,
He told me, "Hey,
Don't show up.
said Rob,
Thanks
you
for
had
the
Wendy's.
candy."
Thanks for the Wendy's.
Did I ever tell you about corner shitter?
Oh my god.
Some kid, so one of the
No.
kids there fucking went up, was upstairs, and you ever
Yeah, I'm
He
pretty
was
sure I
at
know if I saw her.
Spoingles.
Okay.
Hey, Rob,
Spoingles
do you remember
Jones.
Spoingles
Yeah,
Jones.
yeah,
He was at
I do remember
Spoingles.
Schlengar."
Yeah, Schlengar.
We should do that, absolutely. Just instead of giving a name, just be like Splangles Mangles. You
Apparently
know?
this
We'll,
kid
we'll
got-
dub it in. We'll
Yeah,
ADR
yeah.
this shit.
Apparently this kid got so drunk, he like shit in like the living room.
Oh, the
And then-
living room.
Yeah, like the living room, like
Ouch.
upstairs, like in a corner. That's why we call him corner shitter. And
Was
Hence
it like
the
a mystery?
name.
I imagine it's like, let's find out who done
there
it.
was a mystery because
Be the funniest.
Someone
it
analyzing
was
the poop.
well, no,
like,
because he fucking apparently he poured blue Gatorade on it.
Oh yeah, that
Wow,
washes it away.
that's like
I
a
don't-
calling card.
I don't know
almost.
what-
It's
yeah,
strange.
it is.
no,
a
'cause
calling
that checks
card,
out
dude.
because that porta potty goop is blue. You know, maybe he thought it was a neutralizing agent for
Oh.
poop.
Neutralizing agent.
Jesus
Blue
Christ.
neutralizing.
It'll
Blue.
go away.
Neutralizes goo.
Rom
Yeah,
is
it was
finding
a
his-
gay kid.
It was a gay kid.
Yeah, it was a gay
Oh,
kid.
so his ass was just blown out.
His ass must have been blown out or something
Couldn't
upstairs. bro.
handle it anymore. Tyrone fucked him up.
Yeah. What's the new sequel from Knives Out is actually going to be Poop Out.
Who pooped?
I still want the same character as like, the poop is from the westward direction.
we
Which
could
their
just
squatting must
Make
have
a
been
board
here.
game. Kloop.
Kloop. Figured out who pooped.
Yeah, it was Colonel Bustard.
In the library at 12 o'clock. Like,
And he had corn.
I love hiking. I love inspecting scat while I'm hiking. I'm just.
It's like, what was this bear
Of
eating?
fucking
I see
course you would.
undigested berries here.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I'm just like this. I point out to my girlfriend like this is coyote poop. You see all like the little berries in it, and she's like, "Thank you, cool." And then
Thank
she-
you, Rob.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I needed to know that.
Yeah,
And I pick it up and show it to her. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's
Look,
like,
hey,
we
smell-
found some-
Hey, smell my fingers.
this is how we live in the South. You know?
This is fuel in
you know,
Mongolia.
out
like,
west heritage. One of these days, I'm gonna make us some barbecue, and I'm gonna use buffalo chips. I'm not gonna tell you what they are.
buffalo
already
I
have an
know what
idea.
buffalo chips are. Just based on the story.
Is it dick
and-
bone? I mean, how bad
It's-
can it be?
It's
It's
dried buffalo poop.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
That's
in-
what the
in-
Mongolians do.
Nope.
In ye
Won't
old
touch it.
west, you could, well, they use horse shit, I guess.
Some
Probably.
kind of shit.
Well, it's the
right?
same
It's
concept.
shit.
There's no trees in the west, so you know, you just fucking, hey, what is
What
the
sets
closest
fire,
thing
right?
that you can use for burning?
Oh.
And it's dried buffalo shit because they eat nothing but grass.
Huh.
I
There's
feel
no
like
trees?
as long as it's prepared, I'm gonna eat it.
I was reading this old cowboy's journal, and he was talking about doing doing a haul from Texas to New Jersey and then coming back, and he's like, there was this woman I saw a few months ago, and she was as dainty as a flower, and now she was using like the front of her dress to pile in more poop.
Jesus.
But he was talking about how she would like use 3 fingers and be like, ew, poopy. But you live in that shit long enough, and you're like, yeah, gotta live.
I mean, they all had amazing immune systems back then, I bet.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Your stomach's
Fucking-
probably hardened from eating all that poop.
I guess
You have
like
to
speaking
wonder.
of shitty
But
food.
there is a thing. He wrote about how much he loved the taste of buffalo chips, like not eating the chips, but meat smoked on
Oh,
it.
meat
smoke-
Because
smoked
he's
on
like,
it.
you don't even need to season it. It
Oh.
tastes peppery. So I'm gonna make us some buffalo chip buffalo burgers.
Where are you gonna get buffalo chips at, bro?
There's a buffalo farm right there. I'll just ask him for some poop.
Oh.
Can
You
I
can
have-
have your
Oh,
chips.
no,
I'm sure they'll give it to
Ron's
you for
gonna make
free,
his
so-
own. What if there's like a black market trade for it? You
Just-
talk to this guy, I'm like,
I
I'm
love
interested
I
in some
love the
buffalo
black
chips.
market fucking food trade, where it's like, yeah, I just opens a trench coat. I got unpasteurized milk. Right
I got
here."
chimpanzees in my fucking trench
Let's
coat
get
too.
some
Like,
unpasteurized milk for the pod.
Of course, dude. It's gonna. David hasn't gotten in a fight before, but he'll take one sip of that white power juice. His inner conqueror will come out and he'll kick all our asses.
It's the hormones, finally. It's like
There's
the
a-
soy's leaving my body.
There's like certain French cheeses you can't get in America, where there is a black market of fancy French cheese.
What
because
the fuck?
because
because
I
it's
made
made of
maggots and
unpasteurized
shit
milk.
in there too, probably.
I'm gonna join all
Oh.
these, like, I'm sure there's Reddit communities for all this food. I want to
Oh,
start
yeah.
trading in illegal food.
What's
Dealing in
the deal
illegal
with
food.
unpasteurized? I don't understand. Like, what's
Because the
well,
government
we
wants to
clean
put
it.
fluoride in our milk.
You're basically just like taking the milk straight from the cow's teat and drinking it.
Oh, okay, just
It's
straight
because
from
it
the teeth.
lasts longer after you pasteurize it.
Yeah,
So
because
see.
they boil it and stuff. Like milk is
it's
mostly
how
water
you separate out, like,
that we drink.
the parts of milk, essentially.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
not chunky.
So when it's unpasteurized cheese, but I mean, I thought like adding mold and shit like that to cheese usually makes it like better or some shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Depends
sure.
on the
That's
cheese.
how you make
We already
cheese.
talked about
Yeah.
blue cheese earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Big fan of the show.
I watched a video
Blue
about
cheese.
like
Big
this-
fan of the show. There's a guy and it's
Blue
in his
cheese.
iconic big blue cheese T-shirt.
Yep.
I love this podcast.
So I watched a video of like this Filipino like fucking
Put the Filipino counter up.
village. Yeah. Put a
Brindle.
Filipino in. But they do this fucking shit dish where they slaughter a cow, and then they grab the stomach, and then they pull out all the contents of the stomach, so all the grass and like the almost shit grass basically.
Sure.
Oh, I've heard about this.
And they squeeze it in a bag, like all the juices out.
Oh,
and
I
they
watched
make
this on
yeah,
Anthony
and they make
Bourdain.
and they make a soup out of it.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
drink the fuck out of it.
You
I don't
would?
care. Yeah.
I have
Have you ever
this
had
old,
bile, bro? It's disgusting.
Yeah, no, I'm
I've
not.
I have this
Down
old
once for
Navy
anything.
survival
Fair enough.
Fair point.
manual, and one of the things is it's called like Arctic salad, and you take an elk that just ate a bunch of lichen and grass and shit that you can't digest. You cut its stomach contents open and you eat the grass that it already partially
Smart,
digested.
man.
I get it.
Super smart.
If there's nothing else to eat,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you have to fucking make whatever you can. You gotta eat whatever you can.
Yeah, exactly.
But man,
Man, the indomitable human spirit
Yeah.
to fucking cut something's stomach open and
Yeah.
finish its meal.
yeah,
Yeah.
finish
You
it
gotta
up,
live
bro.
inside the tauntaun, or what's them from Star Wars? What are they called?
Oh, you got
Tauntaun, you got
Tauntauns?
Oh,
Yeah, there
yeah.
you go.
Look at you, you're a Star
there's
Wars nerd.
There's a primal urge to live inside the tauntaun.
I was
for
gonna
at
say
least a
Hugh
night.
Glass because he like
One night.
crawled in
Yeah,
like
there's a primal urge to
Yeah.
live inside the Hugh Glass.
Yeah, no, like didn't he like fucking crawl inside a deer or something to survive one
Who?
of
Is
the
that a
nights?
dude?
Hugh Glass, the guy that like fucking got mauled
Oh,
by
the
a
mall
bear.
by the bear,
and he
the
crawled
the
like
Revenant.
on his fucking
Yeah.
on all fours
Oh, wow. I've
basically.
never
Like
seen that movie.
you never saw the movie? That was a
think
real story.
He actually did live in a carcass, you know.
Yeah.
Or not live. He slept in a carcass
For a night,
For
yeah.
a night because it was getting extremely cold as it does. You
Because
know,
it was
in those
it was the
climates.
winter
That
in the
makes sense.
fucking
Yeah.
mountains.
I'm sure he
you
slept
know?
great.
Yeah, he probably did. I mean, it'd be real warm.
After all those wounds from the
Yeah.
bear.
I mean, I guess it's pretty soft in there, bro. I got one.
smell, though.
I'm on
Squishy.
1%
You
juice,
get
Rob.
used to it.
I'm on 1% juice. You fuck.
Rob, just hit my vape.
It's one.
Dave, hand over the community vape.
That's okay.
I
The
like it
herpes
because it's
vape.
kind of like we're kissing.
Nice.
I don't want any more.
Raise your hand
I'll
if
take
you've
it.
kissed another member of this podcast.
Nope.
Ben, why aren't you raising your hand?
Ben,
Who
I don't
have
think
I
he's kissed
kissed?
any of us.
Ben, you've never kissed any of us.
I don't
and
think
I'd
I've-
like
and
to
I'm
know
kissed
glad
the
I
first
haven't.
kiss
I
at the
think so.
daycare, man.
I remember how I. Oh my God!
This just in.
This just in.
Reconnected after all these years.
After all these years, did you ever go to a? I guess we're kind of blasting where we live.
Nah,
Did you ever go to Sandy Creek
No.
Elementary School?
Sand
or
Creek? Nah.
Sand Creek, yeah. Okay.
my sister did, but
Okay.
I mean, people are probably gonna hear the traffic noises and somehow like
Coordinate
coordinate
it,
to do.
yeah.
It tastes like tea.
Yeah, it is very girly.
It's good.
It's
I
good
guess.
though. I want some tea.
Tea or espresso? I'm still gonna make a little
still sounds
espresso.
good. Yeah, hell
I was
yeah.
gonna say, boys, I think we need to cut it off here.
We've done an hour out here, plus
Yeah,
what we did
yeah.
before. So this has been the Father Boys Podcast.
Hey!
Here, hold on. You'll take a turn wearing the headphones, and I want you to press one of these buttons. I'm passing the headphones to Robert so he can hear what's being played.
You have like a piss noise. You have like a pissing noise.
I want to hear
You
it.
can do it.
Yeah,
Here,
yeah.
so
Hold it up.
Ben, press one of the buttons.
And hold it.
Ben's already heard these. I know, I forgot. Ben's already heard all these.
Can we add a pissing noise? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely put a pissing noise in.
like that's.
I'll let Seinfeld play us out. We're just gonna play.
Supposed to take a piss, we can play that noise too. Oh, it's fire, dude.
What is the deal with 17-year-old pussy?